Hey everyone, welcome back. We all know how tough it is to keep up with everything happening, right?
Oh, absolutely. Information overload is real.
Yeah, but don't worry because in this deep dive, we're laser focused. We're breaking down the Los Angeles Dodgers and their, shall we say, interesting offseason.
Interesting is one way to put it. I'd say earth-shattering might be more accurate.
I like that, especially coming off a championship, right? You'd think they'd just relax a bit.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
But nope, they went all in, totally revamped the roster.
And we're talking serious cash here.
We are. Planeta Baseball has a great report on this, drawing on some excellent work by Dara McDonald over at MLB Trade Rumors.
Awesome. So what's the bottom line? How much did the Dodgers shell out?
Over $400 million.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's a massive statement. They're not messing around. They're going for it all again. And this is big news, not just for Dodger fans, but for the entire league.
Right, because a move like this sends ripples. So where did all that money go? Did they just buy every big name on the market?
Well, they got a few. Starting with their pitching. Blake Snell is now a Dodger.
Oh, yeah, the former Cy Young winner.
Exactly. 5 years, $182 million. The first nine-figure contract of the whole offseason.
Wow, so the Dodgers set the bar pretty high right out of the gate.
They did. And that was just the beginning. They also snagged Tanner Scott for their bullpen.
Scott, the lefty fireballer, he's tough.
He is. 4 years, $72 million for him. Shows how much emphasis they're putting on that bullpen.
Makes sense, especially in the playoffs. Every out is crucial.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And offensively, they bring back a familiar face, Teoscar Hernandez.
Hernandez, he had a monster year in 2024.
Right. 33 homers, 134 WRC plus C. Dude was raking. And they got him on a 3-year deal, $66 million.
That's a pretty good deal for that kind of production.
It is. They also picked up Michael Conforto, add some depth to the outfield.
Always good to have option.
Right. And they bolstered the bullpen even more, signing Kirby Yates. And this is a big one, bringing back Blake Trinan.
Trinan! Man, he's electric when he's healthy.
All right. Exactly. If he can stay on the field, he's a game changer.
And of course, we can't forget the legend himself, Clayton Kershaw.
Right. Back for another year, though, on a smaller deal this time.
Yeah, just over $7 million. Still, having Kershaw around, that's invaluable.
No doubt about it. He's a leader on and off the field.
Okay, so let's talk about this starting rotation. It's insane, right? Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Sasaki.
Don't forget Gonsolin, May, and oh yeah, eventually Shohei Ohtani rejoins the mix.
It's ridiculous. You could win a fantasy league with that rotation, but Planeta Baseball did raise an interesting point.
Ah, yes, the injury factor.
Exactly. These guys are amazing, but they haven't all been, well, the most durable lately.
True. The report actually mentions that only Glasnow pitched more than 130 innings last year out of that whole group.
So it's a gamble, right? Relying on guys who might not give you a full season.
It is. High risk, high reward. The Dodgers are betting on their depth, hoping if one guy goes down, another can step up.
And they've certainly got the depth. Speaking of which, let's talk about this Roki Sasaki. Planeta Baseball called him the jewel of the offseason.
He's an incredible talent, and the way they got him is fascinating. It's all about those international signing rules.
Okay, break that down for me.
So even though Sasaki was a pro in Japan, MLB still considers him an amateur for their bonus pool system.
Got it.
And each team has a limited budget for signing these international amateurs. The Dodgers managed to sign Sasaki for $6.5 million, which is a steal for a guy with his potential.
That's amazing. How did they pull that off?
Smart maneuvering. They made some smaller trades, freed up some international bonus pool money, even said goodbye to a couple of prospects.
Wow, so they really played the system to their advantage.
They did. Shows how much they wanted Sasaki.
Yeah.
Now, beyond the big signings, they also made a few notable trades. They sent Gavin Lux packing.
Lux, yeah. What was the thinking there?
Likely a couple things. Opened up a spot at second base and freed up some salary. Enter Haesung Kim, their new second baseman. 3 years, $12.5 million.
Kim, the Korean star. I've heard good things.
He's got potential.
Yeah.
But Planeta Baseball does mention that some scouts are skeptical about his bat translating to MLB.
Interesting. We'll have to see how he adjusts.
Right. Another key move was extending Tommy Edman.
Edman, the Swiss Army knife, he can play anywhere, right?
Exactly. 4 years, $64.5 million. A big part of this deal is his versatility, especially with Mookie Betts moving to shortstop.
Oh, right. Betts at short. That's going to be fun to watch.
It is. Having Edman around gives them flexibility. He can cover multiple positions, both infield and outfield.
So they're covered pretty much everywhere. And in the outfield, they lost Juan Soto, right?
Yep. Soto went to the Mets. Big loss for the Dodgers offensively.
It is, but they did bring in Conforto and, as we talked about, got Hernandez back.
Right. Two solid additions.
Planet of Baseball pointed out that Hernandez had a great season last year. Lots of power.
He did. And what's interesting is, by signing Conforto and Hernandez, they get that offensive boost without breaking the bank on long-term contracts.
Smart. Keeps their options open.
Exactly. They can still allocate resources to other areas, like that ridiculously deep pitching staff.
And that bullpen, which Planet of Baseball called luxurious.
It is. They didn't hold back on relievers. Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, Blake Trinan, all big contracts.
Scott, he's been lights out the past couple of years, right?
Yeah, a 2.04 ERA over 150 innings. That's consistency. And Trinan, if he can stay healthy, watch out.
They're going to be a tough team to beat in those late innings.
No doubt. But all this spending, it's causing quite a stir.
Oh, yeah. The other owners aren't too happy about it.
Not exactly. Planet Baseball highlights some of the criticisms.
What?
Owners like Hal Steinbrenner, David Rubenstein, Tom Ricketts, they're concerned. They think this kind of spending creates an unfair advantage.
And it's a lot of money, even for the Dodgers.
It is. Planet Baseball mentions their projected payroll and luxury tax bill are both record-breaking.
So could this lead to changes in the way MLB handles salaries?
It might. There's talk of a salary cap in the next collective bargaining agreement. It's a big debate for potential huge consequences for the league.
It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Okay, so big picture, what are your thoughts on the Dodgers? Are they the favorites now?
I mean, it's hard to argue against them. They've got stars everywhere. Betts, Freeman, Ohtani will be back at some point. Now you had Yamamoto, Snell.
And that depth.
Exactly. Planet of Baseball sums it up perfectly. They're the most feared, most talked about team in baseball.
For sure. They're going to must-see TV.
Absolutely.
So for our listeners who want to dig deeper into all this, check out Planet of Baseball. They've got amazing analysis and insights.
Yeah, the specific article we've been referencing is called Un Coloso Sin Freno, El Invierno Brutal de los Dodgers tras su título. It's a great read.
And huge thanks to Dar McDonald over at MLB Trade Rumors. His reporting was the basis for that Planet of Baseball piece.
Absolutely. Great work by him.
Okay, so to wrap up, this Dodger offseason, it was wild, right? Spending sprees, big-name acquisitions, league-wide controversy.
The whole package. And it raises a lot of questions about competitive balance and the future of the sport.
It does. And on that note, we want to leave you with something to think about. With all this talent, all this money invested, what's the biggest obstacle standing between the Dodgers and another championship?
That's a good one.
It is. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Keep those baseball conversations going, and be sure to explore Planet of Baseball for more great content.
Absolutely. There's always more to learn and discuss.
Until next time.